it's your girl Adeola. So last week was very emotional for me, as I believe it was for many of you. And that's because one of the missing Chibok girls escaped. Yes, finally, Amina Ali. Can you guys imagine what the family is going through right now? Like, I can just, after 2 years, are you kidding me? That has to be the happiest day of their lives. I heard that her mom was actually on the verge of committing suicide when Amina was kidnapped. I'm so happy that she did not. I'm happy that she's alive to see her daughter come back. Her mom is very happy that she's back, but she's also troubled because she came back with a baby and she said that, oh, she came back wearing hijab even though she's a Christian. I'm like, woman, the important thing is that she's alive. You get to see your daughter again. There are more than 200 families that are still praying every day to see their own daughters alive. So I'm very happy that she came back alive. At the same time, I can just imagine those that their daughters are yet to be back and they see somebody else's daughter come back. Hopefully, it would give them hope, you know, instead of them breaking down like, why is it not my daughter? But I'm hoping that it will give them some kind of hope. So Nigerian government has said that the girl was rescued by the army. I knew it. You see? Now they want to take credit. The funny thing is that when the army released a statement, they get the wrong name. You're claiming that you rescued this girl and you don't even know her name. See your life. It's not good to lie. Haba. And then the other thing is that when the vigilantes found her on her way from Sambisa forest, she came with a guy who claimed to be her husband and the father of the child. That's interesting because he's saying that he's not a Boko Haram member, that he was also kidnapped by Boko Haram. That is so funny. So you were kidnapped by Boko Haram, but instead of you trying to escape, you decided to find a wife and get married in captivity? And you gave birth and then you waited till the child was 4 months before you decided to escape? My brother, that is God now. I beg, just open up. I like the fact that Buhari met with the girl. I love the fact that they gave her a much needed medical treatment. They flew her in a jet to the presidential villa. I like that. My only problem is, why do we have to wait till they wander out of the forest by themselves before they would know that we care about them? You know, I just wish we would do more, you know, and actually rescue them instead of trying to argue that they were rescued or they escaped. I wish we would do more for the remaining girls. And while I'm very happy that Amina is back, I've heard that some of the people that escaped from Boko Haram's territory, some of them that came back with babies or with pregnancy, that they are being ostracized. That's so sad. Was it their fault that they came back pregnant or they came back with babies? The whole community should be educated that they need to embrace these people that escaped. It's not their fault. It just happened. Right now, they need support. They don't need anybody to preach to them right now. They just need support. They need love and embrace their children as well. It's not the child's fault either. Once again, we're very happy that Amina is back and we are hoping that the other 200 plus girls will also come back out alive. And hopefully this will be a call for action for the Nigerian government to go after these girls and rescue the rest of the girls. You guys don't know much. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. So last week I shared my views on the increase in fuel price in Nigeria, and I got so many emails and messages from people telling me that I was wrong, telling me that it's necessary for Buhari to remove subsidy, telling me that I don't know anything. I got so many messages, and guess what? You all are absolutely right. I don't know anything. Don't I say that on this show every week? I always say I don't know anything. I'm just keeping it. So you guys are absolutely right. I definitely agree with you guys, except for two things. So please hear me out. First of all, why is it that the same people that said Buhari needs to remove subsidy, the same people had a problem with Jonathan doing the same thing? Why? That confuses me. When Jonathan removed subsidy, it was wrong. Everybody said it was wrong. You know, Jonathan wanted to increase fuel price to 140 something. Everybody said it was wrong. But when Buhari removed the same subsidy, now they are saying it is necessary. I'm just a little bit confused. But you know, I mean, I understand that people change their opinion, so it's okay. That's fine by me. So that's not even the big issue. The second thing, which is the big issue to me, is that increasing the fuel price or removing subsidy or however you want to put it is actually not my problem. My argument in the last episode is, how do you increase the price of fuel without increasing the minimum wage? That is my argument. How do you want people to find the money to balance the increase? And how much they now have to spend on petrol, and not just petrol, everything else went up. How do you want people to afford it? That's my argument. Considering the fact that so many of them have not even been paid their salaries and you did not increase their their minimum wage, but you increase the price of fuel. I don't understand how you want people to survive. That's my argument. I still insist that a responsible government should, first of all, give people notice. You don't just do something like that. You know, something like starting next month, the price of fuel will go up. At least people can plan ahead and know that, okay, starting in June, this is how much price of fuel will be. And you don't just do something like that without giving people advance notice. Haba. Second of all, you are supposed to increase the minimum wage as you are increasing the price of fuel. It doesn't make sense. So I agree that Buhari needs to remove subsidy, but that's not how you do it. Do you think that the oil marketers are suffering because Buhari stopped paying subsidy? They are already billionaires. They are not feeling this increase in fuel price. They are not the ones suffering. My argument is you shouldn't have to punish the masses because you want to remove subsidy. It doesn't make sense to increase the price of commodity without making provision for the people. But again, maybe they're already planning to increase minimum wage. I don't know. However, if they're planning to increase minimum wage, that should have come first. I know that people will still write me that I don't know anything, and that's fine because I really don't. The only thing is I speak with people that cannot afford this increase in fuel price, people that are fed up with everything happening in Nigeria. And so it's true that I don't know anything, but I'm very glad that I've had the opportunity of seeing how it's done elsewhere. Again, this government needs to carry people along, such as when you decided to increase fuel price, there's nothing wrong in Buhari addressing the nation, even if it's for 2 minutes. Get on TV, say, my fellow Nigerians, we have to do this because of so and so. It will only be for so time, and as your president, I understand the hardship that this could bring on the masses in the meantime. We are working very hard. We are doing everything in our power to make sure that things get back to normal in no time. You know, that to me is a responsible government. That is a government that values the people that voted him or her in. Especially because the former Minister of Petroleum told us last year that during Buhari's tenure, the price of oil will come down to 40 naira per liter. That was what you said at that time. Vanguard said that this man told them on phone. It is now that you are trying to debunk it. Haba, if you didn't say it at that time, when the news was circulating, you didn't debunk it. And of course, I understand that the price of oil dropped all over the world, like worldwide. So I didn't expect the price of petrol to come down to 40 naira, which is more reason why you should carry along the people that voted for you. You know, the price of oil dropped worldwide though, so we have to do this, so. Is that too much to ask? No, it's not. And as a responsible government, there is absolutely nothing wrong in Buhari having a briefing every week. Every week, have a briefing with the press so we know where we are, we know what you're working on. I think one of the main problems with this administration is the fact that they're not carrying people along. Responsible governments all over the world are doing that. They are carrying their people along. But again, as you rightfully said, I don't know anything. What do I know? I'm just keeping it true. So moving on to Cameroon. Wait a minute, Kolidowo, didn't I talk about Cameroon last week? What happened to that footage? What? Hey, you did not put it up? You this boy. Hey, sorry my people. Last week I was moving on to Cameroon, moving on to Gambia, moving on to Uganda. Oh boy, you are playing with your job. Put it up, boy, daddy. Moving on to Cameroon. Is anybody else getting worried with the rates at which Cameroonian soccer players are dying lately? I'm getting really worried because at the beginning of this month, 26-year-old Patrick Eken collapsed while he was playing for his club in Romania. That was so sad. I watched the video, I was like, oh my god, I can't believe that he died just like that.
Ștefan cel Mare, iată-l pe Ekeng, mi s-a făcut rău lui Ekeng, a căzut fără să fie cineva în preajmă.
The ridiculous thing, you know, is finding out that the ambulances on site did not have adequate equipment and they also carried expired drugs. I'm like, Che, I heard that there were 3 ambulances around the stadium, but none of them had the defibrillator that they could have used to save this man's life. The one that had, the battery was dead. I said, Che, what? So he did not get adequate medical care on his way to the hospital and he didn't make it. Can you imagine? This was so sad. Then less than 48 hours after that, another Cameroonian player dies. I'm talking about the women's national team goalkeeper. Her name is Janine and she was also 26. They said that she was sick. Is it by fire, by force? Why must she play if she's sick? That is what I don't understand. So I'm not happy that this keeps happening to Cameroonian players because let's not forget about Marc Vivien Foe. That's another Cameroonian player. He also died in 2003 while playing in Algeria. And then another Cameroonian player, that is Albert Ebose. Bose died after being hit by an object thrown by a spectator during the match. That pissed me off. So I've been thinking about this a lot. I've had a lot of theories. Some people are saying that some players are being forced to play even when they are not feeling well. That is not ethical. And sometimes some of the players are using steroids, and you know, sometimes it has its own side effect. So I've heard so many things, but I really don't know what makes soccer so dangerous in terms of cardiac arrest and sudden death. But I do know that it's a sport with multiple cases of sudden death during gameplay, and it's not just peculiar to Cameroonians or Nigerians. In fact, Eken's death at the beginning of this month is the same way that Miklos Ferhat, that is the Hungarian footballer, died in 2004. It's so sad. And then let's not forget Endurance Sidaho, that's a Nigerian footballer who also died on the field, as well as Chinoso Yoweri Henry, also a Nigerian footballer that died while playing in 2012. And as we remember these people, I think it's very important for football associations, football clubs, football teams to make sure that they have adequate medical supplies, drugs that have not expired on site during warm-ups and during games, and they need qualified medical practitioners. For those that are related to any of these players, please accept our condolences. May their souls rest in peace. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. So moving on to Uganda, it was such a drama because a day before Museveni was sworn in, the opposition leader, that is Kizza Besigye, was also sworn in by his supporters. He took the oath and everything, and there were hundreds of people there cheering him that day. I want to know what you guys think about this, okay? Let me know what you think. For me, I don't know. I don't know if this is really the solution. I want Museveni kicked out. Don't get me wrong. In fact, I want him kicked out like yesterday. But I don't know if this is the solution because it's like having a parallel government, and in many cases, it just leads to more tension, you know. But I don't want innocent people dying. Unfortunately, Besigye was arrested as soon as the swearing-in was over. I heard that the man has been arrested at least 45 times now, and then they arrested him again. Once again, Museveni shut down all social media platforms in the whole of Uganda before his inauguration. They shut down Facebook, Twitter, and even WhatsApp, so you can't even send WhatsApp messages. That's so ridiculous. Everybody in Uganda is now getting tired of Museveni, including children. Look at this video of them stoning his picture. See, I don't blame them. I don't blame those kids at all. The man has literally stolen their future. Keep in mind, this is the fifth time that this man would be sworn in as the president. All I know is that whether he leaves voluntarily or not, someday he will be kicked out. You guys, I don't know much. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. Moving on to the Gambia. I'm so excited that a revolution is taking place in the Gambia. If you don't believe me, check out these videos.
As you can see, Loyango Fele na Sani
I feel like a revolution is happening right now because more and more people are now protesting, including women. You guys know how much I appreciate having women's voice, okay? So I'm so happy that people are protesting, but they keep arresting people and detaining people illegally. I don't understand. Jammeh's strategy now is not just to arrest people, but they're arresting their wives, they're arresting their children. How ridiculous is that? In fact, anybody related to anybody arrested could also be picked up. There's a lady by the name Fatumata Jawara who was arrested with a baby. Guess what? Her husband went to court to show solidarity to his wife, and then they arrested him too. So now the whole family was arrested. The one thing that made me mad was seeing how protesters are being treated by the police. Protesters are being treated. How is that a free country when people cannot hold peaceful protests? By the way, I heard that a Nigerian justice is also part of this, Justice Otaba. The man refused to grant bail to 25 young people that were arrested in April when they were protesting. He said that the protesters were threats to national security and the broader economic interest of the Gambia. Really? I don't get it. Is it the protesters or Yahya Jammeh that is a threat to national security? I don't know. And all I'm thinking about is this man is a Nigerian. He would never never allow any man to rule his own country for 20 years. Another couple was also arrested. I'm talking about Modo Fati and his wife Kadi, who went to see him in court. On her way back, you know that they arrested her, and guess what? They are 4-week-old baby. 4 weeks. So what I don't understand is why other African countries are not saying anything about what Jammeh is doing. How can you arrest a 4-week-old baby? And other African countries are not saying anything. In fact, Gambians are asking, where is AU? Where is ECOWAS? Where is the UN?
We are sick and tired of this dictatorship. Let him step down, let him step down. Where is UN? Where is AU? Where is Pakistan? Where is African Union? We are sick and tired of dictator.
Seriously, that is the reality on ground. People are asking, where is AU? Where is Nigeria? Keep in mind that Gambia is a country of like 2 million people. Personally, I always feel like this country should have the best of everything. I don't think that there is any state in Nigeria that doesn't have more than 2 million people. But unfortunately, when you have the dictator in power, then the people are helpless. He's been there for 20 years and he still doesn't want to leave. Kudos to all my Gambian people that have been protesting in Gambia and outside Gambia. I know that someday you'll be able to look back and say, yes, I was part of this revolution, because whether Jammeh wants to or not, someday he would have to leave. You guys know I don't know much. Guess what? I'm just keeping it real. Where did you put it before? You better stop playing with your job, depriving my viewers of now. Anyway, alright guys, it's been real and I'm keeping it real right up in here. Until next week, I'm gonna see you all later. Peace out.